So tell me, subhanAllah, you've had an interesting story before COVID. So tell me about your upbringing and how you got to where you are now.
Alhamdulillah, I was raised in London, southwest London, Kingston, very nice area. I was born in Pakistan, in Peshawar to be precise, and then came here when I was 3 months old, so practically born and raised here, but obviously I hold very dearly the part of my identity that I'm born in Peshawar, Palestinian blood, so both my parents are Palestinian, fully Palestinian, alhamdulillah. Raised in southwest London, very nice area, Kingston, but as you know, if you come from a not so wealthy background, let's say, you're going to get drawn into different things.
Yeah.
Up until 10, 11 years old, I had a very good upbringing, alhamdulillah, was very secluded from the real world. Was raised on, Islam, was in the masajid, the madrasa, from school to madrasa. And when you're that young, you've got both your parents in the house. It was very nice. Then my parents went through a divorce. And just before they went through a divorce, I lived for a year in Jordan, which was life-changing, let's say. Because before that year, I was still a child. But that year abroad, I had to become the man of the house because my dad wasn't with us. And then we came back, my mum and dad got divorced, and I went straight into secondary school. The ironic thing there is, before going to Jordan, I wanted to apply for a school that was called Tiffin Boys School. This school was the best sort of state school for boys. And you had to do an exam.
What is it, 11, 10 plus or 11 plus, one of them ones?
I can't remember, but basically you go in from year 7. There was KGS, which was a private school. Right. That one you go in at year 6. But for Tiffin Boys, it was you had to do an exam. And I was really looking forward to it. So coming in the end of year 5, I was like, I'm really looking forward for next year so I can do the exam and try to get into the school. But then ended up moving to Jordan. Obviously went to Jordan, started learning a lot of bad, let's say not bad, I started becoming more streetwise, character building. Came back to the UK and ended up going to the worst boys' school in the borough. So I wanted to go to the best one, ended up going to the worst one just because obviously my dad was like, there's a lot of Muslims there, you want to keep your environment a Muslim environment. But he didn't know that the same boys that he would see at the masjid that were Muslim, at school were very different.
Yes, exactly.
At school we're all from the ends, we're all, on whatever. So that again became character building. And because I was friends with all the elders from the mosque, so now I had like year 11s, year 10s, whatever, and they would tell me to go like punch up year 9s and stuff. So I'm a year 11-year-old kid, impressionable. So just to give you an idea of what the school was like. The first day, I went in, top button done up, full tie, shirt tucked in. I'm ready for school, innit? Went into school, second day, tie this big, couple of buttons undone, shirt untucked. Just to give you an idea of the environment of the school. Because if you didn't fit in, you're going to get bullied. And my parents had just gone through a divorce, so I was already, let's say, emotionally unstable. I was already looking to release a lot of the anger or emotions that I had. So naturally I got drawn into the roadside. Alhamdulillah, I never got caught up in like gang stuff and stuff like that. I was caught up in silly things. But I was around people that were involved in gangs and stuff. So, and then I moved 3 schools in 3 years. Prior to that, obviously, moved to Jordan, so 4 schools in 4 years, plus a country. The second school I went to was a mixed school, and it was between sort of a rough school and a nice school, because the demographic was both wealthy, middle-class kids and kids from the ends.
And this is in Southeast London again?
This is Southwest London.
Okay.
So now this is in Ham, it's called Grey Court, and again, majority of the people that were there were from good backgrounds, but there was still the pool of people that would come in from certain ends outside of the nice areas that were still filter through to this school. And then third year I went to one of the nicest state schools. It was practically a private school, but that was public, and that changed everything because the first 2 schools I went to had a lot of ethnics. The first one predominantly ethnics. Second one was sort of 70-30 Gora to ethnic. The last school I went to was literally 95% Gora. And then I was there from year 9 to year 11. My circle of friends changed and I became not just confused in my identity, but now I'm like mixing with all walks of life. So I've gone through the last 4 years, met so many different people. And what that done for me, alhamdulillah, is now I can get on with anyone. I can sit down and talk to anyone. That's what it's given me, that skill set. But the confusion that I had in that time was, was quite large. And then we went into college. Went to uni, and alhamdulillah at uni I refound my deen, which was really, really good. And maybe that's why I have that attachment to Portsmouth.
Yes.
Because in Portsmouth is where all my friends are Muslim. I refound my deen through playing football, which is